So here we go. They want to be patient. I'm not sure you can be that much more patient against this Inter Miami team down 2 goals on the road.
Second half is underway at Drive Pink Stadium. Inter Miami leading Charlotte 2-0 in the League's Cup quarterfinals. Inter Miami in the all pink, Charlotte in the purple. And it's immediate high pressure from Charlotte. Can Miami play out of it? Flicked on by Lionel Messi. Sent back in, and Kristoff goes back to Drake Callender. All right, if you're Tata Martino, we've talked a lot about Christian Lattanzio, his message, his comments before the break. What's your halftime message if you're Tata?
Don't be flat. Make sure you're very progressive with your passing. Keep the ball moving. Have Charlotte chase the game. You've got the game changers now because as Charlotte push numbers forward, you've got Robert Taylor, you've got Yedlin and Alba that can play very vertical and open up the game. Use the ball to force Charlotte into bad spots and then have your game changers up front be the difference. The third goal kills the game.
Rektiagara. Swiderski trying to turn. Not clear, and now Miami able to get away with it. Flicked in towards Lionel Messi. Leaves for Kremaski. Arcady with them pitch side. She caught up with Inter Miami assistant coach Javier Morales coming out of the locker room.
I'm wondering if Taylor has a mic in the locker room, because spot on with that one. Javier Morales told me the message inside that locker room was don't quit. We need to be more intense, specifically when we're going into those 50-50 challenges, those duels. We want to defend crosses better, be sharper in that area. There was a conversation between Sergio Busquets, Dixon Arroyo, and also DeAndre Yedlin talking about what they do with the ball and how they interchange in the midfield to make sure that they're not only having an impact offensively, but also covering each other defensively.
Speaking of putting in work defensively, Lionel Messi doing so there. I would say, Taylor, great minds think alike. I don't think you need to hear that, though.
I agree. But more so, Tata Martino's done a very good job of nitpicking little things from game to game and pushing the right buttons. I think he went into tonight saying we are not going to make any mistakes to allow Charlotte to get into the game. Now they're going to be challenged way different than they were in the first half. There's more attacking numbers on the field. Ajiman's a completely different type of player to defend. I think this back line is going to be tested differently than they were in the first half.
How does Ajiman test them differently?
He's got pace. He plays in behind. He plays with his back to goal. He plays like a 9 does. Versus Swiderski, who floats, plays everything in front of the back line. Ajiman's going to play in behind.
Pressure from Ajiman. Wins a throw for Charlotte. Ajiman trying to turn Miller. Arroyo there to poke it to Taylor. Kremaski gets away from pressure. Into Messi. Awful steps up and does well to win it. Awful from distance and over the bar.
Yeah, Kremaski's got to be careful, but Messi just telling him to play it a little bit quicker into his feet, because it's not played with real pace. Harrison Alfo can step in front of him. The conversation immediately right after was Lionel Messi raising his hand, knowing he's got to hold off Harrison Alfo. But here we are, 4 minutes into the second half. Charlotte on the front foot with their defensive structure.
Jordi Alba carrying centrally. Busquets. Back to Jordi Alba. Leaving it for Lionel Messi. He has some time. Wide to DeAndre Yedlin. Busquets, Messi on his left, Messi around 2, still Lionel Messi, it's blocked by Lindsay, right back to Messi, his cross is blocked only as far as Kremaski. Robert Taylor, Jordi Alba, tried to nutmeg Brant Bronico, it's out for a throw.
feels like a walk in the park, doesn't it?
It does. Not what Charlotte would want. Why haven't they been able to make it feel differently?
I think it's the ambiance of the building. It just feels different. This is a Leagues Cup quarterfinal, and the other 3 games where you and I were here, you could barely hear each other standing next to it. And now this just feels, it feels eerie, doesn't it? Because it's so quiet and yet so easy for Inter Miami at times.
Are they already used to it here in South Florida?
I'm not sure, because they've been watching the worst team in MLS regular season this year. I'm not sure they're used to it yet, and if they are,
too soon.
Absolutely.
As they say.
But there are moments where the whole crowd gets into it. You can hear it. But very few tonight.
It is, as we've said, it's a hot, it's a muggy night. Temperature feels close to 100 with the humidity. There's a hydration break in both halves. Inter Miami lead 2-0 and have not really been challenged by Charlotte. Drake Callender, Miami's goalkeeper, is yet to have to make a save in this game. Busquets, Jordi Alba gives it away. Pressure from Charlotte, winning the ball back. Bronico for Bender.
I want you to watch Lionel Messi, because the ball comes into Busquets, and this is what I mean. You can't get caught ball watching. If you're caught ball watching, see, Charlotte doesn't feel like Messi's part of the play. The one ball to the side, he's then the second runner, so he's already seeing the space behind him. The moment the ball's played in front of you, Westwood gets caught. Look at the space. He's already by you because it's too late. When you get caught ball watching against Lionel Messi, it absolutely will kill you.
Miller, Messi, what a touch. Draws the foul. That in play. Kristoff will go back to Drake Callender. He's trying to find Robert Taylor. This might make it to Robert Taylor. It deals to Malanda. Oh, what a touch from Taylor. Around Malanda. Taylor to Lionel Messi. Back to Robert Taylor. Malanda intercepts this time. Bronico driving forward now for Charlotte. Ben Bender sends the cross to the back post. Yedlin is there, heads it back to Drake Callender. Corralled safely for Miami. Now Yedlin's off and running. Trying to spring Messi behind. Is it too far? It is. The idea was there, but all the way to Kalina.
Yeah, but now you can feel the way Inter Miami can totally kill the game, because Charlotte's got to throw numbers forward. They got to get numbers inside the 18. It's stating the obvious, but 2-1 is a lot different than 3-0.
Swiderski from distance. Drake Callender does make his first save of this match in the 55th minute.
But see, Swiderski's not playing as a 9, right? So he can get into the pocket. He can play into this off a 9 in Ajiman. I'm okay with this. Swiderski, this is where he likes to thrive. This is where he has good moments, whether it's him taking the chance, whether it's him playing the ball. That's why Ajiman, in my opinion, should have started this game, because it gives you a different look, and it forces Inter Miami to defend, which they didn't really have to do in the first half.
So 10 minutes of Ajiman and Swiderski playing together is what you wanted to see?
Yes, absolutely. You got to roll the dice a little bit in your favor. And I think they should have gone with a real raw project, but someone in great form. Ajiman's got 9 goals in 10 MLS Next Pro games. It's not as if he's struggling for confidence in the present time. And then the goal against Houston, I'm rolling my dice with him.
Dominating for Crown Legacy, the second team of Charlotte FC. 2 goals in 32 minutes entering today, so now it's 2 goals in 43 minutes in Leagues Cup play. Not bad. Scored a game-tying goal late against Seattle in June in MLS play as well. Scored some big goals for this team. 4 years ago was playing Division III soccer for East Connecticut State. Division III for the global audience. That's where you go to get an education, and you're just playing athletics, you're playing sports kind of on the side. You don't go pro from Division III. Transferred to Rhode Island, then drafted by Charlotte, and now sharing a pitch with Karl Świderski and Lionel Messi in Inter Miami.
That's why this is the greatest sport in the world. Robert Taylor was playing non-league football, thinking about becoming a construction worker or something else, and yet here he is playing with Messi, looking like Angel Di Maria in Leagues Cup.
And he has another goal tonight. Świderski from distance! Callender was scrambling. It wasn't far away, but it's out for a goal kick.
I've been critical of Charlotte FC because Świderski feels like a square peg in a round hole when you just play him as a 9. But when he has freedom, he's got an unbelievable left foot. Christian Latanzio rolling the dice early in this second half. Much better from Charlotte FC.
Karl Świderski, the Polish international. 19 caps, 8 goals with Poland on their World Cup team. Played against Argentina and Lionel Messi in the group stage. That was his only start of that tournament. 10 goals last year, their leading scorer. 7 in MLS play this year. This is Ajiman making a save, but again, Charlotte already in 13 minutes in the second half, threatening Miami far more there than they did in the entire first half. Messi around Bronico and then dispossessed by Ashley Westwood. Westwood looking for Ajiman. Miller there. Jordi Alba, Benjamin Kremaski, Robert Taylor. Ajiman wins it back for Charlotte. Ben Bender. Right to Kristoff. Joseph Martinez. Benjamin Kremaski. Arroyo leaving for Busquets. Lionel Messi into Kremaski. Robert Taylor. Messi. Jordi Alba. Alba back towards Taylor. Messi maybe there as well. Westwood gets it away. And Bender draws the foul.
You're out of your mind if you think that ball from Alba was for Taylor. That ball was for Messi. But I love Robert Taylor understanding on the field the right ball at the right time. He felt Jordi Alba coming around him, so he plays it into the middle for Messi, and then Messi finds Alba overlapping.
You know me well enough. I'm often out of my mind. And the change in the 60th minute. First one for Tata Martino. It is Leonardo Campana coming out for Joseph Martino, who scored a penalty tonight. How else would you evaluate Joseph Martinez's day?
It's a good question, right? Because he's got a goal. It's from a penalty. I still think there's a debate to be had here. I think Tata Martino and his staff are going to go through that process when MLS kicks up. Joseph Martinez looks tired. I think Campana gives him a different element. He's more of a target in the air. He's a dangerous set-piece target. He's more mobile than Joseph Martinez is in this stage of his career. So I do think Tata Martino has watched a lot of the last 2 games. And I don't find it ironic that Campana's coming in a little bit sooner than he has in the previous games.
Tata Martino told us it's never a problem to have too many quality number 9s. And he'll have a decision to make with Leonardo Campana and Joseph Martinez on a regular basis. He said, for now, going with Joseph Martinez. 4th straight start for Joseph. Patrick Agiman cutting it back. Still not clear. Diagare keeps it in play. Ben Bender floating it. Awful chasing after. Did he keep it in play? He did not. It's out for a goal kick, but clearly an impact made in just 15 minutes from Patrick Agiman.
I mean, see what I'm talking about? Different profile. Jordi Alba slides over. Kamal Miller, I mean, blows right by him. And so now you've got 2 or 3 different options. I get Christian Latanzio and the Charlotte staff telling me he's raw. I'd ask the opposition whether or not he's raw or not, because I see a completely different element to the Charlotte attack with him on the field.
Would you question not starting him, given the 16-minute impact we've seen?
Yes. I'll make that abundantly clear. 100% yes.
Kremaski. Busquets into space for Messi. DeAndre Yedlin. Lionel Messi. Under a lot of pressure, and he's fouled by Ashley Westwood. Ashley Westwood, 10 years in the Premier League, gets shown a yellow card. The first one of this match by Ismail Elfat. Rather, it was Brett Diagare.
He gave a yellow, and Diagare reacted, but the yellow should have been, as you rightfully called out on Westwood. He's having the discussion right now, because even the Charlotte FC players were confused about the yellow.
Yeah, he was pointing. Diagare, and I see him pointing. He was pointing to Ashley Westwood. Kremaski clubbing it towards Campana. Mawanda there first. The flag goes up on Leonardo Campana. And so the yellow card was shown to Brett Diagare, just to clean that up. Possibly for dissent, or possibly a case of mistaken identity, as it was Westwood who fouled Lionel Messi. Here's Agiman again, creating problems, getting around Miller, who drags him down. This will be the second yellow card of the match. Kamal Miller going into the book.
I get the thinking that he's your X factor. He can change the game off the bench. You want to come into this, see how long you can force Inter Miami into a scoreless game, yet you couldn't do that. But I still think there's a real good argument. There's a great debate to be had that he should have started the game. Kamal Miller and Christoph are sweating bullets, not because it's 95 degrees and 100% humidity, but because Agiman's now on the field, pulling them in bad spots. He's got the pace to get by Kamal Miller. Kamal Miller's interaction tells you exactly how much he likes defending Agiman in those spaces.
Another change for Charlotte. Kerwin Vargas on Ben Bender out. Westwood clipping it into the box. Not clear. Is there a handball? It's out for a goal kick. Charlotte asking Ismail Elfat about the handball. Alan Chapman, the video assistant referee, will be checking that, as he would any potential match-changing moment. Not long of a check, because Miami's allowed to put the ball back into play immediately.
Nashville's up 5-0.
Well, up a man. They really come out of their shell, don't they? Different approach than against Cincinnati. A 1-1 draw, winning in penalties. Club America, 2-2 draw, winning in penalties. So Nashville seems to be on to the semifinals of Leagues Cup 2023. Philadelphia still 1-0 over Querétaro. Winner of that match faces the winner of this one, Miami and Charlotte. And Inter Miami 2-0 here at Drive Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Joseph Martinez in the 12th minute from the penalty spot. Robert Taylor in the 32nd minute. The halftime change to bring out Patrick Agyemang has put Miami under pressure that they didn't feel in the first half. Kristoff, big ball to Jordi Alba, who can't keep it in play. Swiderski. Braxton Diagara. Running at DeAndre Yedlin. Now clipping it towards Agyemang. Miller heads it away. Westwood stepping forward. Leaves for Vargas. Vargas in. Miller sweeps it clear. And another foul drawn by Charlotte. Affel over to Breck Diagara. Captain Toulouse to the French Cup title last year. Floated in and Callender will catch. Messi. DeAndre Yedlin. Harrison Affel there. Back to Kalina. Affel. Given away by Miranda. Robert Taylor. Can Miami put this away? Didn't get the ball right towards Campana.
Avanza avec la balle. Oh, couvrir la Robert.
Vargas. Agyemang holding off Miller. Vargas getting back on it. Tripped up by Kristoff. It was poked away clean. Swiderski. Vargas doesn't get it right. Back to Swiderski.
Well, Vargas is another one, right? He's brought a little bit of flair into this game. He's got the ability to turn you on your head defensively. The problem is the end product. When you look at, he's only got 1 goal in his last 18 games for Charlotte, yet he brings it in. He just does something when the ball's at his feet.
Messi through for Robert Taylor. Taylor coming up by up the crowd here at Drive Pink Stadium.
Well, and Kramaski's upset with Ashley Westwood because as this attack broke up for Inter Miami, the ball's played and then he's pulled out right there out of your screen. You saw that, but good on the referee, allowing play to continue. And again, it's that trailing run from Lionel Messi. Wide open, top of the 18. Miranda with just that little touch to throw Inter Miami and Lionel Messi off.
Inter Miami taking its time with this corner. Messi will go short to Robert Taylor. Now Jordi Alba. Back to Lionel Messi through the legs of Diagara to do so. Affel defends this well. To Diagara, now Affel. Ashley Westwood. Malonda. Caroline Vargas. Adilson Malonda. Big ball forward. And too far for Brant Bronico. Two more changes coming for Tata Martino and Inter Miami. David Ruiz and Diego Gomez will enter. Benjamin Kremaski and Robert Taylor will leave.
Number 16, Robert Taylor. Entering number 8, Diego Gomez. Leaving number 3, Benjamin Kremaski. Entering number 41, David Ruiz. Substitute in the 72nd minute.
And that will also bring on the second half hydration break. With Inter Miami leading 2-0 over Charlotte FC thanks to 2 first half goals. But a second half, Taylor, that has maybe put some nerves into Miami. What's that conversation right now between Lionel Messi and Jordi Alba?
And I think trying to figure out the better way to keep possession. Look at Tata Martino and Sergio Busquets have that conversation with Gomez and Ruiz. Listening in, they've just got to do a little bit of a better job in possession. I think that's where Tata Martino's having the conversation positionally. Now you take out off Robert Taylor. He's your vertical threat. Now it gives you Gomez. He's going to have some more legs, but more of an idea of how to fill in the gaps, more of a midfielder than a winger. The third goal's there to be had. They just need to have a little bit more composure with the ball at their feet and to force Charlotte in high pressure moments to lose that and then play into the feet of Messi and Campana running off of that.
On the other side, Patrick Agyemang has changed the game for Charlotte when coming on. And Arcady Witham has more on the 22-year-old.
The first thing you get when you ask anyone on the Charlotte sideline about Patrick Agyemang is fantastic personality, even better work ethic. This is a kid that for the majority of his life, Jake, he was told he'd never make it or that he couldn't do it. And right now, assistant Andy Kwai said he is living in the moment, proving people wrong and loving, showing what he can do. You heard Taylor mention that they've talked about him being raw, but they said to me how much he's improved, specifically with his finishing, the calmness he shows in front of goal, how strong he is in his hold-up play, the way he can push past. The biggest thing that they're working on with him right now is positionally. What areas of the field do they want him to show up and in what moments? I can tell you during this water break, a lot of words between Patrick Agyemang and Kerwin Vargas. It looked like, hey, I'm going to go here, you come here, how they can play off each other better in the remaining minutes of this match.
He has changed the game, Taylor, Patrick Agyemang. Those substitutions at halftime, you were calling it for the end of the first half.
There's one thing you can't quantify: chip on the shoulder. So you can have all the physical characteristics, you can have all the physical qualities you want. You can't quantify a chip on the shoulder. And for some players, the more they hear no, the more they show you yes. And I think that's where Agyemang is just one of those players. There's a chip on his shoulder to prove everyone throughout his entire life that told me he can't do it. Watch this.
Division III soccer to Division I, the highest draft pick in Rhode Island University history. To the second team of Charlotte FC after being drafted and now making an impact on the first team. Diego Gomez trying to make an impact just into the match for Inter Miami. To the other substitute, David Ruiz. Leaves it for Lionel Messi. Messi shifting it to his left foot. Messi sliding it. It came off of Gomez. He was looking for Jordi Alba. Vargas sends it out for a Miami throw.
Arroyo struggled against FC Dallas. He has not tonight. Timely tackles, putting out fires in the right spot at the right time. He struggled in transition. And some of that, listen, we were here against Orlando City. He got stretchered off, right? And some of us were surprised he even started that game. Tonight he's been much better.
Making a 5th straight start, Dixon Arroyo. Helping Miami to this 2-0 lead that they've had since the 12th minute. The 32nd minute, a lead that they've had since the 12th minute.
He's just got to be so disciplined because he's solely on the field to make sure that Messi, Yedlin, and Alba have freedom positionally to open up the opposition. So he's got to be so timely off of Busquets. But he was too reactionary against FC Dallas. Tonight he's been very proactive in picking up those spaces. And right there, a good opportunity there to clean up the ball, and he wins a throw-in for their team in the attacking third.
Malonda stepping forward. Harrison Offal. Ashley Westwood. Kerwin Vargas, too far for Bronico. David Ruiz can't keep it in play. Heavy touch out for a throw. Westwood. Andrew Privet. Lindsay. It's a wonderful ball to Brant Bronico. Across to Harrison Offal. To Yagaran. Back to Offal. Ashley Westwood. Jalen Lindsay. Kerwin Vargas. Serves it in. Achiman is there. We missed it. That was the chance Charlotte had been looking for. And Achiman just couldn't get it right.
No, but we came into this game saying that when the ball gets in wide areas, Inter Miami's a little suspect defending, especially against FC Dallas. What a wonderful ball in this from Vargas. Now Drake Callender gets caught a little flat-footed, ball peeling away from him. Christoph lose Achiman. What an unbelievable opportunity to get Charlotte back into this game.
That was the one. They have just 2 shots on goal in this match. That won't go down as one, but both were from distance, from 25 yards away. The first time they've really created something of imminent danger. Is this imminent danger? It always is with Messi on the ball. Over to Gomez, cutting it in. For a second straight match, Inter Miami, the beneficiary of an own goal. And this one may just send Lionel Messi's Inter Miami through the League's Cup semifinal.
You've got to be clinical. You've got to be a finisher. When you get the opportunities against Inter Miami. Moments ago, Achiman to make it 2-1. He doesn't. And then in the blink of an eye, they put you under pressure. They get you into precarious positions where you're defending in front of your own goal. Malonda left in no man's land because Gomez gets into a great spot, tracking Lionel Messi. And Campana on the back line. 3-0. Game over.
And the smile from Lionel Messi that we are now so used to seeing in pink. Inter Miami, 10 minutes plus stoppage time away from the League's Cup semifinals. The team in last place in Major League Soccer. And they said openly, DeAndre Yedlin said openly, we don't know what to expect with Lionel Messi joining the team as far as the immediate on-field impact. Well, it certainly has surpassed what anybody could have hoped for. On their way to a 5th win in 5, counting the penalty shootout over Dallas. And on their way to a League's Cup semifinal date with either Philadelphia or Querétaro. Achiman. Posting up against Miller. Bronico cutting it in to Yagaran, just missed it. Makes its way to Offal. Swiderski didn't hit it clean. Yedlin able to head it away. Maybe it to Messi. Oh, keeping it to Ruiz. What a touch. Here comes Miami. Campana for Gomez. Carlino off his line, makes himself big, makes the save. Gomez lets it run out for a corner.
Just players getting into space, understanding that now Charlotte going for broke. Ruiz, Gomez, fresh legs coming into this. That's the one thing about this roster is Messi goes over to take this corner and the fans applaud him. It's just the amount of now lively players Tata Martino's going to have coming off the bench. We haven't seen two of the new signings. They're not on the bench yet, but when Major League Soccer starts up again on August 20th, I'd be shocked if they don't play a big role in trying to get them into the playoffs.
Floated in, Campana settling the acrobatics right into Christian Kalina. Westwood. Harrison awful. Out to Brecht Theangere. Towards Westwood. Broken up by Arroyo. Campana turning Miranda. Leading for Arroyo. There was a ton of room behind. Arroyo couldn't get it out from underneath. It was defended well by Westwood. Now into Ajimon. Busquets forward to Messi. And Ismail Olfat brings it back for a foul. A fourth and a final change for Christian Lattanzio. The third substitution window used as Brandon Cambridge will come on for Harrison Offel. Brandon Cambridge, a 21-year-old from British Columbia, has scored a couple really big goals for Charlotte FC this year. A brace against Chicago on May 17th. He came off the bench. They were down 1-0. He scored 2. Charlotte won 2-1. Those his only goals for the first team. Has 4 goals in 5 games for Crown Legacy, their second team in MLS Next Pro. Christian Lattanzio, he's got to take off an outside back for an attacker as they need 3 goals in 6.5 minutes plus stoppage time to extend their Leagues Cup run. Alba again through the legs of the substitute Cambridge. Now Arroyo. Messi turning away from Vargas. Over to Yedlin. Campana wants it. Yedlin instead going to Ruiz. Lindsay flicking it on just enough to keep it away from Ruiz. He's able to get back on it as well to turn Cambridge. Ruiz cuts it back off of Lindsay. Ajimon turning, coming forward. Still Ajimon, a step over and a leave for Swiderski. Just Swiderski and Ajimon isolated up there without the help. Swiderski gives it away. Just a possession drill now for Inter Miami. As they try to see this out, Charlotte FC, they look exhausted. It was a long week for them. They beat Houston 2-1 on Monday, a match that was supposed to be a Charlotte home game. They couldn't play it at Bank of America Stadium because of stadium commitments, so they went to Houston. Came back on what was essentially a red-eye. They got home at 5 a.m. on Tuesday. Flew here on Thursday. A hot night in Miami. They put up some brief resistance to Lionel Messi's Inter Miami, but ultimately the two early goals seemed to be too much for Charlotte FC.
Yeah, I mean, compared to all the games you and I have done in Leagues Cup, this one was probably the flattest from both sides.
Messi through to Campana. Lindsay intervened. Campana still on it, though, as it came off Mwanda. Well, nobody coming to Campana. And Messi scores another one. He just couldn't go a night without delighting these Dry Pig Stadium supporters. Fifth straight game with a goal, 8 overall in Leagues Cup, and Inter Miami emphatically into the semis.
Just a complete rout of Charlotte. The worst defense coming into the Leagues Cup in Major League Soccer's regular season. And they were a little unlucky. The penalty on Harrison Alpha early on the game flipped it for Lionel Messi and Inter Miami. But since then, chances, opportunities, all for the team in pink. 17 goals scored in this Leagues Cup from the moment that man and his family showed up in South Florida. Someone pinch Tata Martino and tell him he's head coach of Inter Miami right now. He is having some fun, and so are the 25,000 in this building.
He waves. They salute back. He has them in the palm of his hands at all times. He has the audience. He has their full attention, and he has their praise.
I was walking on the field before the game. Lionel Scaloni's in the building. Everybody is making a trip to see it. Now, he saw firsthand in Qatar what he can do. 35 years old, winning the World Cup, 7 goals during that World Cup. But just watching him in the building, seeing the smile he had, seeing Lionel Messi say, it's remarkable. He's 36. Yet you watch him play, nothing is slowing him down in the present moment.
We saw Antonella, his wife, in her now comfortable and familiar spot in the pitch side suite.
She hasn't stopped smiling since they landed here. Do you blame her?
No, I don't think Lionel has either.
Nope.
Well, he has 3 straight braces. With their time for a 4th in a row, leaving it for Gomez. Lionel will make the save. Why not?
I'm chuckling because why wouldn't you?
Yeah. There were 2 final changes for Miami after the goal, by the way. Noah Allen and Victor Ulloa came on. Jordi Alba and Dixon Arroyo came off. He said this was the flattest of the Leagues Cup games that we've done so far. Right now, with the same scoreline as that 4-0 Atlanta game.
Yeah, but that was a different energy. That was different atmosphere in this building.
Why tonight? Why is tonight different, do you think?
You're later in the tournament.
Yeah.
Traveling, playing games in heat. So that's where you got to be professional. You got to find a way to grind your way through these results and get results. And when you've got an X factor like Lionel Messi, Busquets, Alba, even given Robert Taylor in the form that he's in right now, all you need are a few half chances and they bury him.
Brandon Cambridge away by Kamal Miller. And there's a minimum 2 minutes. Minimum 2 minutes of stoppage time here. Charlotte just looking for a consolation goal at this point as Inter Miami will be through to the Final Four of Leagues Cup 2023. 2 wins away from a trophy, 1 win away from a 2024 CONCACAF Champions Cup spot. As Ashley Westwood now goes into the book for taking out Sergio Busquets.
Well, this was off the ball, and Ashley Westwood knew exactly what he was doing, and I think the ref felt like Westwood should have gotten a yellow when he took down Kramaski in transition, but he allowed play to continue. You asked me over breakfast this morning, I said I would be shocked if Inter Miami don't easily take care of Charlotte tonight.
You did say that. Has it played out the way you imagined when you said that?
Maybe not the manner, but the scoreline doesn't.
Yeah.
The scoreline doesn't surprise me. The manner in which it happened, sure, it does. But the scoreline doesn't surprise me.
It hasn't been an all-out kind of onslaught from Inter Miami. They scored the 2 goals in the first 32 minutes. And then we're pretty tame in the attack, right? Until the third, and now a fourth with the game out of hand.
Yeah, the only thing I would debate is that halftime Christian Latanzio said it didn't feel like a 2-0 game, and then we showed our graphics of the stats and whatnot, and it was one-sided. Now, I'm not talking about the scoreline, amount of passes, possession, chances created. Charlotte had 1 foul in the first 45 minutes, Jake. 1 foul. There's a common trend when you play Inter Miami. You better get them into a fist fight. Otherwise, pretty comfortable for Tata Martino and Lionel Messi tonight.
It was comfortable. Lionel Messi, Inter Miami.